Welcome to another episode of Hard Factor presented by the Barstool News Network. It is What the Fuck Wednesday, March 18th, 2020, and Mark is back from his personal battle with the virus. So,
what's up, y'all?
Good to see you. Good. Yeah, glad you're back. And you made it back just in time for our first ever quarantine What the Fuck Wednesday. We're all in our separate houses. We've got some insane topics for an insane week. We've got angry public servants, weed stuff, lap dances, other drug stuff, traffic violations, soap, cheese, stabbings. It's going to get nuts. But first, Mark, why don't you catch us up on what's going on with you, man, and what happened with your why you've been gone?
I will. If you can see this on YouTube in the shot, I have no less than 60 rolls of toilet paper just mocking everyone behind me in the backdrop. But I am back. It's good to be back.
With their shitty
mocking
hands?
everyone?
Yeah.
Or they're mocking you.
Well, mocking people that can't get to the grocery store. I was out on some very shitty circumstances, guys. Like, imagine the worst possible thing that could happen, and that's pretty much what happened. I don't want to get into details because it's not over, but it involves my mom's health. I love you, Mom. Get better soon. So, yeah, I spent like 3 days at the ICU and an additional 2 days at 4 international airports, and now I'm back. So, first off, I want to thank the people that work in retail and grocery stores, in particular hospital staff, all the way from the cleaning crew to nurses and doctors, for showing up to work every day and taking care of people during these crazy, scary times. Also, like airline staff and transportation staff, like Uber and Lyft drivers. A ton of those people helped me out while I was gone, and they're helping a lot of people out. So, yeah, they're putting themselves in harm's way and deserve a big, big thank you. They're like the opposite of those fucking idiots that were partying on the beach during spring break. Here's the thing. Stop going to bars, right? Like, what are they fucking doing? What are they doing?
I mean, Mark, while you were gone, we were trying to tell people to do the right thing, but without your, sort of frenetic energy, I don't know if it rang through as much.
Well, I was also not social distancing. I had an emergency, but I certainly wasn't just out there on the beach drinking, which is ridiculous. Or going to bars, like really stupid stuff, guys. Stop doing that. You can party later. One of the outcomes one of the things that's happening now with the coronavirus that I saw firsthand was, like family members can't visit their family members in the hospital anymore, inclusive of the ICU and units like that. So people are dying in the hospital and they can't get visited by their family members because they're mandated to control the spread of coronavirus, and people are still out going to bars. What's happening is like you're prolonging those type of things from changing. We're trying to curb the spread of coronavirus so people can go visit their families, so people can go to the bar, so people can get back to work, and inconsiderate, selfish people that are going out in public right now for pleasure are slowing that down and letting the spread
But there's
grow.
no line.
Are you talking about me because I went to the movies? Jesus Christ! Can we just call me out?
That's fine. I was at airport bars too. No, the movies was fine because you were. But stop! Don't do that anymore.
How was Bad Boys for Life West? Was it worth it?
No, it wasn't.
I heard you said I heard you talking shit about Bad Boys, which was the worst part. I like that movie.
Oh God.
But yeah, we get it, guys. You're invincible. You're young. But unless you and everyone you know doesn't have a person they care about over the age of 65, then shut the fuck up and shut it down. We got to stop the spread now, which is exactly what I didn't do the past few days. I am now.
Which is why you're in isolation, though, because...
Yes, exactly. I can't see anyone now because let's get to that. So, I mean, I for sure have come into contact with the coronavirus between the airports and the hospital. I'll just tell you about the last airport I was at before I got home. It was New Orleans Airport, and I had a 4-hour layover scheduled that turned into a 6-hour layover on Monday. So, I mean, I was there so long that what happened was I had to take a shit at the airport bathroom. And here's the thing. I could feel corona coming in through my asshole as the shit was going out. It was just a row of depressed guys and urinals.
It doesn't work that way, Mark. It's like a flame coming out of a propane-fueled tank. Like the flame can't jump back up in the tank as long as the propane's pushing up, man. You know.
Is that what it is? See, I thought it was like a water thing. Like I don't know, because I heard
know it does spread by droplet.
Yeah, I thought it was like
when you take an aerosol can and you hold it up to a lighter. Like the fire can't jump back into the aerosol can.
I mean, I felt it going in my asshole, but that's fine. And there was like a
something
row.
else was going on.
Maybe there was a row of grunting and moaning men on the porcelain death chairs, to my left and to the right. And I think they understood what was going on as well. It was a very bad, sad moment for us, but we just had to let it out.
Can you think of a worse place than a men's room at an airport? By the way, no worse place on the planet.
Oh, like right now? You mean? Like,
no,
they're already
every
bad
day.
in general. No.
Every day.
That was my second worst showing at an airport bathroom, but let's stay on Corona. The worst thing actually came later, though. When I was drunk after several airport cocktails, I tried to drink those a few feet away from other people, which was hard to do. But so while I was out drinking at the bar, some guy eventually made it to our gate to fly home to Austin, and he scared and angered the shit out of everyone there because he was hacking up a lung. So as I'm boarding the plane, I finally get like a whiff of this guy. I start to hear him, and like 10 people in front of me, this guy starts coughing, and it was the worst sounding cough I've ever heard in my life. And I mean, look at us, right? Look at our history with smoking and everything. I've never heard this noise coming out of a human being before.
How
and
old
I'm
was
drunk. I didn't know at this point. It didn't sound like it was an old person cough. I'm drunk, so I immediately shout out, "What the fuck, man?" Because I didn't like the noises coming from the guy that was about to board the plane.
Well, the coronavirus is around, so.
Yeah. Mark, was it worse than you climbing the stairs in Colorado at the bachelor party, or
That was like a wheeze. That was a wheeze.
Oh, man. The high altitude wheeze was
That was a
hilarious.
wheeze.
You sounded like a
This
cat
was-
toy.
This was a cough, but this guy I'm sure has a wheeze as well. So after after I shot out, "What the fuck, man?" The guy behind me goes, "Dude, I know." And then he proceeds to say, like, he's been doing it at the gate for the past 45 minutes, and people keep telling him to leave the gate and leave the airport, and he's just been joking around saying, "I don't have corona, ha, ha, ha." But he clearly does. And I was like, yeah, it fucking sounds like it. And then he goes, "I just don't want to sit next to him." And I said, "Yeah, me too," as I proceeded to take a long, slow walk to the back of the plane where I was sitting at 29C, and this guy who was coughing was sitting at 29D with a 20-inch aisle separating us.
God, I wish I would have seen your face.
Oh, it was bad. So you know how I knew it was him? Because I didn't see his age because he started hacking up a lung 20 inches away from me, right in my face. So it was so bad that the woman sitting in 28D, one thing in front of him, said, "Fuck this shit," and left her Louis Vuitton purse on her seat on a Spirit Airline Louis Vuitton purse, probably was fake, and just ran off the plane, like right off the fucking plane. I started yelling at him immediately. He had a mask on. I put a mask on, but after
Mark,
he had been coughing, and
No,
I had a beard, so
no
that doesn't
hyperbole
work.
here. You
Yeah.
really were yelling at the guy.
Yeah. I was like, "Dude." I was like, "You okay? What's going on here, dude?" Like, I wasn't like telling him to get off the plane, but I was just like making noise. I was drunk, Pat. Like, this was not the time for a corona patient to be sitting next to me.
Did you feel any spray get on you from his?
No, and my wife was there, so I shielded her to the inside, and I took the brunt of it. But I immediately went to work. The lady ran off the plane. I just was yelling at him. A couple minutes go by, and literally two airline employees come from out of nowhere, and they say, "Sir, we need you to come with us," and they escort him physically off the plane. He gets off the plane to applause and never returns. He had 20-ish minutes to get back on the plane. He didn't get back on. I wonder why. So as soon as he left the plane, my wife and I had brought gloves and like a thing of Clorox wipes, and I just put the gloves on, put the mask on over my huge beard, didn't do shit, right? And I get all the Clorox wipes out, and I start wiping the whole plane down. I start wiping his exact seat, his tray, his seatbelt, the overhead things that you turn. I wiped the seats next to him because it wasn't a very full plane. I wiped the seats in front of him where the girl's Louis Vuitton purse was, and she went running. I wiped the seats behind him, and I just took Clorox to rows 28 through 30 and just got that fucking germ the hell out of there because I didn't want everyone else to get it, you know?
Yeah.
I was like the scene from Looper where he turns the shotgun on himself and he goes, "So I stopped it." So I just Loopered myself. And got that germ out of there. But that's it.
That was real big of you, Mark. That was real big of you.
I thought so. I mean, I could have just whined about it, but I took action.
well,
It's
you
all-
definitely. Well, yeah.
Did the other passengers react positively to your act of heroism?
Oh, for sure. I got some free air miles and free drink. And
Well, they were like, "Thanks for taking the Corona for us."
They gave you
pal."
free air miles? That's awesome.
I did. I got 2,000 free air miles.
what
in
you get for
Spirit,
flying
which is probably
Spirit,
like
Mark.
10 trips.
Just saying.
Yeah.
Wow.
And that's it. So I'm back with coronavirus, and it's What the Fuck Wednesday. So let's go, lock down, and turn up, baby.
That's right. Yeah. So on that note, coronavirus time, we've got a new T-shirt for sale, and it's absolutely the first thing that you need to buy with the government stimulus check that you're about to get. But it's actually so good that you need to buy it right now before you get your government stimulus check, because otherwise it'll actually get kicked off the Barstool store in a day or two. So
Yeah.
you've got to act now. We got to act now. We got to get it going. But, I mean, it's a movement you're going to want to get involved with. What makes this T-shirt so incredible, you ask? Well, it's not just a T-shirt. It's a new lifestyle brand that we, the Hard Factor Boys, are launching. Like Zillion Beers or Prestige Worldwide from Step Brothers, Lockdown Turn Up, and that's the saying, is the brand of the coronavirus lockdown. Like I said before, it's a lifestyle, a mindset about how this coronavirus lockdown isn't going to keep you down from turning up. It's what we need to do right now to get through this. Guys, your thoughts?
I'm turning up. I'm turning up indoors right now. I'm locked down and I'm turned up.
I'm all fucking about it, Will. If you think I'm just going to be inside, relegated to my home and not turning up, then you're fucking wrong. And the thing is, when I live stream, because everyone and their mother's live streaming right now, I want people to see on my shirt that I'm turned. Because it's harder to tell through a computer, but I'm locked down and I'm turning up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Wes, what about you? You're the one that came up with this idea. What's the meaning really behind it, you know?
I mean, it means, you're on lockdown. Doesn't mean you have to act like you're not on lockdown. You don't have to be sad. You got to make the best of it. Like, for example, I roasted that Boston butt. I'm turning it up.
Ooh.
I'm turning up the cooking.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this opportunity to cook a bunch of shit that I never had time to. I'm going to make some oxtails this week. I made a Boston butt. That's how I'm turning up.
That's what I'm talking about.
Well, you know what I can do in my house while I'm locked down?
Huh.
Everything.
Yeah.
You're damn right. Let me get into that, guys. So we're probably going to be locked down here for a month or two. So let's break down a couple examples of what locking it down and turning up from my head really looks like. And to me, it boils down to two categories inspired by Bill and Ted. The first being partying on in the face of the coronavirus, and the second is being excellent in the face of the coronavirus.
Yeah.
So my first category of partying on, I think things like pizza parties with everybody in your house, watching extremely loud movies, tossing back some booze, enjoying whatever personal medications you adhere to, partying with your pets, pranking people, scaring people, having extremely loud sex, stuff like that. You know,
Power
partying.
tools as well. I'm using power tools that I haven't ever used. I mean, I bought a lot of power tools. They've just been sitting in the shed. I don't even know what they're for. But I'm in the backyard fiddling around,
Get 'em out.
trying to build West a desk.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Get them out. So that's partying on. Now, here's the being excellent part. This is like Wes was saying, cooking something you normally wouldn't have time to do, like Wes did with that pig butt. But he did not use the hashtag, fucking lockdown, turn up. I should have memorized that one.
You were a little bit too turned there, Will.
That's a tough one, Will. It's just literal saying of the shirt.
Little too excited right now. But Wes, when you cooked that Boston butt, it looked amazing. But you got to tag that lockdown, turn up on there. Otherwise, people don't know what you're doing.
Wes, it's 4 syllables.
Exactly.
Turn up.
I was originally
Lockdown,
going with
turn up.
Corona cooking, but I'm going to change everything to lockdown, turn up.
Everything's
I mean,
going to be.
if you think about it too, like, and I'll let you finish the being excellent here in a second, Will, but you need to be indoors, right? We already talked about why. You know why. But when you're indoors, you can do all these awesome things to turn up. If you get your ass outside, you better be feeling like shit. People are going to be judging you. It's hard to turn up when you're not locked down.
That's true.
Mark, the hard factor bench press is technically outside, though.
Yes.
And that's a
Pat,
huge part of me turning
You
up.
can be in your backyard, Pat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
You can
Pat,
be-
that is it. That's a very important point. You do have the entire property, so you do have your backyard. Like maybe you want to shoot some practice arrows in the backyard, even though you're not quite sure if it's legal or not, but you think it's legal as long as you don't miss the target. That might
No
be
one's
going
to call the cops on you if you're shooting arrows. Not right now.
That might be something you could be excellent at inside of the of your home's property.
Drinking in the shower, Will, as well. That's a huge one.
Excellent.
But that's partying on. This is being excellent.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry.
That's actually both, I think.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
that's an excellent move to party on.
That's true.
Setting a high score in a video game, beating the video game level with your boys who are also on lockdown, or your girls, winning bets on Predict It, working out extremely hard, trick shots, falling in love with peanut butter and jelly sandwiches again. All the kind of shit that red-blooded American winning machines are going to keep doing during this fucking coronavirus lockdown.
Checking out a porn that you thought you wouldn't be interested in. Like a certain
but you gave
category.
it a shot.
But trying it out.
Give something a shot. Yeah.
Because why not?
There you go. That is a reason to lock down and turn up. And speaking of the hashtag, like I was saying earlier, send us what you're doing to lock down, turn up with the hashtag Hashtag Lockdown Turn Up. Add us at Hard Factor, Barstool News Network, any of the hosts, and we promise us, the 4 hosts, we will do the same. We will show you what we're doing for this coronavirus lockdown and how we're turning up, because we're going to fucking do it the entire time. That's our promise to you.
That's right. And if you send us good content, we'll get it out there.
Retweets galore. Also, along those lines, we're going to be doing a live Friday night, something about locking down and turning up this Friday night if you want to party with the boys on Friday.
It's a lockdown turn up live stream.
Exactly. Friday night. That's where Mark might even have corona symptoms by then, considering the timing, if he's incubating right now. So I'm going to go get some local brews and buds from businesses that need some help. I encourage everybody to do the same if they can safely travel and get something. We've got some other lockdown turn-up content with PFT that's going to come out soon. We'll try to get him in on the movement. And also, we need your help, though. So play along with us. Grab a shirt, most importantly, otherwise they'll get yanked off the store, so we can sell enough to have these going throughout the whole lockdown. If we sell enough, we can give it away to charity, have some fun with that, because this thing is a fucking bummer.
It's
right?
really,
we are going to
literally
lock down
saving
and
the
turn up
world.
Yeah.
If you get into this movement, you're literally saving the world. You're pushing the lockdown turn up movement on. You're giving out good vibes. You're encouraging others to lock down and turn up, and you will eradicate this virus quicker and save the planet.
Also, guys, I'm gonna lay out a real plausible scenario for you. It's day 12. You're coming out of the bedroom. Your girlfriend who lives with you is looking at you like, and she's just thinking, you're not gonna drink bourbon again today, are you? But if you come out with that, if you come out wearing your lockdown
No
turn up
pants.
shirt,
She'll
she's
turn
gonna
up.
know not to fuck with you right off the bat. She's gonna be like,
That's right.
I can't, not today.
If you're not wearing a shirt and you're only in your boxers for your 8th day in a row, you might get a stink eye. If you come popping out of bed into the living room with the lockdown turn up show, it's on.
Yeah,
Shut
and this
her
is
up preemptively.
This is probably hopefully a once in a lifetime lockdown turn up situation. So
Right.
we gotta
It's
It'd be one you
commemorative.
tell your kids about.
It
We
is
gotta
also commemorative.
Yeah.
Historically, I think it might be Wes.
It's a souvenir.
if you look-
It's hopefully a souvenir shirt as well.
Right.
Right. They
Hopefully.
say these are every 100 years, so probably not again for another 100 years. Don't miss your opportunity. Lockdown, turn up, 020. Go to the Barstool store, get the tea, join the movement. We're going to be doing it all probably through the end of May is what it's sounding like. So let's do it.
All right,
Might
guys,
do it again in the fall, but you'll have the shirt. So
This one's from @Darm1255. So
All right.
I know a lot of us have been having a hard time adjusting to life without some of our creature comforts with this whole corona thing, right? But let's be honest. The people that are suffering most are all the Moes, Jerrys, and Norms of America that aren't able to enjoy their pay-per-second company of a nude or fully nude woman, depending on the state they're in, while
yes.
eating 2-day-old Salisbury steaks and enjoying the ball-shattering bass of the newest Daddy Yankee joint.
you're talking about strip clubs.
I'm talking about strip clubs, Mark.
It is a serious problem. I've seen a lot of guys, just looking like they're really missing them.
Well,
I feel for
I
them.
predicted strip clubs would go away a couple weeks ago, and I was
you're
right.
You're right, Mark. They were one of the first industries affected
Yeah.
as the virus spread. One, because of person-to-person contact, and two, well, you know why too. Anyway, fear not. Fear. Come on,
Wait.
Come on, Will.
That's not why it goes away. Hold on.
No, that's no.
Wait.
I'm just
Wait.
saying. A couple places you don't want in your face at this time
Right.
without a mask.
Rear
Anyway,
ends.
fear not, horny men of the world, because Die Happy Tonight, a New York-based members-only strip club for the, quote, modern and discerning man is launching a completely free virtual reality lap dance site for those who are suffering from corona.
That's cam girls.
Well, Will, exactly. It's fucking cam girls. It's like the guy that thought he invented
everybody
something.
just throws cam girls at the coronavirus.
Yeah, he
Hey,
thought.
Will, this is a lockdown turn up.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's true. Cam girls.
Here's how it's different than cam girls, Will. The VR uses a 360-degree video meant to transport the viewer into the club's VIP room. You'll feel like it's the real thing, just without the smell or the glitter. Also, just like the real thing, you can't touch them. But on the plus side, you do have to hide. Well, you don't. I'm sorry. You don't have to hide the fact that you're masturbating. Now, being the thorough journalist that I am, I checked out the site. And I had a nice little experience with Amelia, a 23-year-old from Connecticut who loves thrillers and nature. The weird part was you're literally like transported into a lap dance room with Amelia in front of you, and you have two creepy Middle Eastern guys with loud shirts on either side of you whispering things to the dancers.
There's no way. No
Swear
way.
to God. Swear to God.
What?
Well, you think, how can you get Amelia out of this life? So it is a lot like the real thing. But
Explain more. Are the guys like on a green screen?
No. You're on a couch. You're on like a strip club couch.
Do they have like a fake body sitting there, so you see a fake body as part of your screen?
No,
Is she
it's
chained
like
up?
a shooter game, like where you have the arms or the gun.
Is
No,
she chained up?
it's
But-
not. She's not chained up. Okay. So there's three girls in a VIP room, right? It's a long rectangle room, a long rectangle couch. You're in the center where the camera is. You're looking at, in this case, Amelia. And look, full disclosure, I met up with Jennifer and I met up with
Sure.
Lexi.
you gotta play the field.
Sure.
I mean, you can't.
I tasted the flavors. But so you're there in the center and you can look to your left and there's one Middle Eastern guy with a loud shirt. And you can look to your right, and there's another Middle Eastern guy with a loud shirt.
Can they see you, or is it like a one-way virtual
No,
mirror?
they can't. If they look to their left or their right, they would just see a camera, a VR camera.
Okay, because it's like, are you jerking off Are you jerking off and the guys can see you too, or is it
I'll
like,
be
Why
real
are they
honest with you.
there?
It didn't take me long to switch from Amelia to just stare at these guys creeping out on the strippers they were giving
Why are
out.
they there?
why
To
are the
keep her
guys
from
there?
running away.
Well, they're there, Will,
yeah.
because it's a literal, real lap dance exclusive strip club.
Wes, they don't
So-
need two guys pretending to work at a strip club to keep her from running away.
I don't know.
Well,
Couldn't they just be on the other side of the wall, like on the
Yeah.
just be outside the room?
If it's
you
sex
want the real
trafficking-
experience, though.
if
You
it's
want to
sex
smell the
trafficking,
Card
I'm out,
Noir.
by the way. No,
Sounds
I'm not
like
into
it.
sex trafficking. No, thank you.
Anyway, it's real, guys. But yeah, Will, as you said, they essentially invented cam girls, and they sent a press release out. It's the same thing as cam girls, except there's other dudes in the room while you're jerking
Yeah.
off.
Oh, lockdown, turn up.
It's a very niche themed cam girls site.
The two guys are in there so she can't mouth to you, help me with an address.
No, they're getting dances done too, Wes.
Okay.
Oh yeah, so it's like to like make you feel okay about it.
Yeah, it's like the guy to your left is your buddy, the guy to your right is your buddy.
Oh, I thought they were
all
just
getting
standing
dances.
there with like guns
yeah,
drawn.
we all thought they worked there at a
Yeah.
fan
Like
club
they were
for a
the
while.
enforcers.
Oh,
Yeah.
never
All right.
mind.
All right. Well, hey guys, you know what sucks? Sports aren't on. You know what else sucks? You can't gamble on sports right now. But guess what? You can gamble on politics. So if your betting itch is getting out of control, go to predicted.org/promo/hardfactor20, get a free $20 on us, and find out why betting on politics is just as exciting and lucrative as betting on sports. Except, unlike sports bets, you're never locked into a bet until the market expires. So get in and get out anytime, make a little cash and dash, or wait for the big payday. It's up to you. Go to predicted.org/promo/hardfactor20 for your free $20 and cure those gambling blues. I mean, seriously, it's awesome. You should at least try it. No shit.
That's true. What else are you gambling on right now?
Oh yeah, VPs.
You're losing
I'm
money
saying
at like online
guys.
slots.
You're betting on Predicted. We are. It's awesome.
Yeah,
Bet on the
exactly.
news, bet on touts. But, bet responsibly. 'Cause
Yeah.
you don't know. Not a
I'm
lot
betting
of
on
money.
VPs. Who you guys got for VP?
Bro, my
Well, it
Klobuchar
was
thing
Klobuchar.
has literally made me $2,600.
Yeah.
And there's still so much meat on the bone. Klobuchar's at like 31 cents right now.
Yeah, but she's not going to get picked. So who you guys think?
No, you should sell all of it, Pat, and win your 2,600.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have a horse in the VP race.
I think it'll probably be
Or advice.
Klobuchar, Kamala Harris, unless the Hillary comes through, which it would be insane. But I think it's going to be
Liz
Kamala
Warren.
Harris. Yeah,
I mean, Elizabeth Warren. She didn't endorse Bernie. She could get it.
she's too socialist.
I don't know. I got a sleeper pick on Michelle Obama, but
Oh wow.
Oh yeah. He just wants to have that on the ticket, so it's like Biden, Obama.
yeah, that's what I think. Yeah.
Oh wow.
for optics. All right, guys. This one is submitted by Soda Pop Heimberg, and it's fucking nuts. You got to bear with me. Corey A. Welch, a 34-year-old man, resigned from the Mattoon Fire Department in Wisconsin in January, and I guess he had buyer's remorse, though, or whatever that other term Pat used last week. Instead of
Dissonance.
just saying
Buyer's dissonance, Mark.
Probably
yeah.
should have just said buyer's remorse, but anyways, that's because 2 months later on.
Sorry I took a business class in college, Mark.
Yeah, cool. And you remember that word?
Yep. That's
right.
one thing.
Nice.
Doesn't
And that's
seem like the
because
best takeaway.
He had buyer's dissonance because 2 months later on Leap Day,
You know what?
February
Buyer's
29th,
dissonance is my dad. I'm sorry. Continue.
on February 29th, he allegedly burnt down a house, then stole his old fire truck and tried to put the fire out. So I guess he missed the job. So what happened was apparently he and accomplice 37-year-old Brian Wendler got drunk and bored in the afternoon and decided to go rob Welch's dead uncle's house. I guess they figured no one would be home, and they were right because the uncle is dead. Yeah. They went, I shit you not, researching the house, or they went searching the house for gold. This is true.
Like
Gold,
they like the legend of Curly's gold. Like
exactly. Gold nuggets in particular, Will. You're going to love this story. That Welch believed were hidden in there. I guess his uncle would go on and on and on about his gold nuggets before he passed.
hidden in the walls.
Right. The legend.
I'm
What's
confused,
that?
though. Why does a dead person need a house?
He owned the house and just he
passed
no one
away.
he didn't have any responsible relatives that like tried to sell the house.
Exactly.
So like it's just a dead person.
That makes more sense because that seems
There
like
you go.
an irresponsible investment if you're dead.
No, exactly. His body might even still been in the house. But I guess the legend goes according to Welch that his uncle had gotten $20,000 worth of gold nuggets from the sale of farm equipment, and the nuggets had never been found after he passed away, so they had to be in the house. So I get it. I mean, I wouldn't have even needed to get that drunk to be where Welch and Wendler were at this part of the story. Have a few pops. You're
That's a
talking about
pretty
the
small
20K gold
package.
nuggets.
$20,000 worth of gold. That's a pretty
But
small.
I mean, wouldn't you be talking about potentially going over there? if
Oh,
they were
of
never
course,
found?
but you got to rip the
Absolutely.
fucking house apart.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, it depends on. I mean, like $20K, depending on what socioeconomic situation you're on, could be that's a life changer. in
I'm
some
pretty
scenario.
sure this is like $1 million to these guys.
Right. So here's where it starts getting problematic, though. As Welch would later tell the cops that he had as many as 10 beers before he went to his uncle's house. So by the rules of what drunks tell cops, kind of like sex partner lying game in college or whenever, you can assume he had at least a case, a 24-pack of beers if he told the cops he had 10. You got to multiply that by at least 2.5 or 3. So when he didn't find the gold and he had had 24 beers before, he got pretty angry. And for some reason, he brought a soda bottle full of diesel fuel to the house, poured the fuel all over the floor, and lit the house on fire with a lighter, even though he later said he had no reason for burning the house down. So again, buyer's remorse or dissonance there kicked in, and he decided he needed to make good on what he'd done there, burning the house down, which is why one firefighter told investigators that when he responded to the fire call by going to the department, he found Welch already in the driver's seat of the fire truck. Welch told that firefighter he had recently quit the department, but said, "There's no way in hell I'm not going out on this call." So Welch apparently then drove 3 firefighters at speeds that were so alarming that they said that the truck tires were squealing as he rounded every corner, and he drove the truck back to the house. At which point he tried to help put out the fire. The fire chief arrived on the scene and could tell something was not right with Welch because Welch fell at least 8 times at the scene and was wearing ill-fitting gear, didn't have a helmet on, and smelled like alcohol. So
Yeah, the first thing the chief says to Welch is, "Did you set this fire?"
yeah, exactly.
He probably thought it
Just
was
like-
going to be he probably thought it was going to be easier to find the gold in amongst the ashes.
If he burnt it
Yeah,
down.
yeah,
like-
exactly. Burn down the exterior.
yeah.
No way, the fucking gold would melt.
No. Maybe I don't
Liquid
know.
gold.
I don't know how that works.
Nah.
I don't think he knew what he was doing. He was drunk. The captain was so easily convinced that something was afoot that he questioned him, which led Welch to square off on him, preparing to throw hands. Immediate
course.
square off on the captain.
This guy fights anybody at the drop of a hat.
Oh,
Like,
for sure.
Immediately, his first. Well, you want to fight about it? No.
Oh, you know, also he's throwing in there like, in front of my dead uncle's house that I burned down. You got the audacity to come at me, Captain, in front of the house my uncle died in.
Exactly. The captain was able to trick Welch. Believe it or not, he calmed down and let Welch go help out. He's like, "Go help put out the fire." Then, so Welch went and grabbed a hose that was being held by like 3 firefighters. And when he did that, the chief went up behind him and I assume put him in a full Nelson and escorted him off the property while he was holding the hose. So investigators.
Live wire.
Yeah.
By the way, guys,
investigators-
it would be a really
ahead.
close call because gold melts at 1948 Fahrenheit and a house fire is between 1,000 and 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, but Pat, it would
Quick-
all
quick
melt.
The
research.
gold would survive. Yeah.
It would all
probably
melt in
wouldn't
one
melt.
place, and then it would cool off again and form a larger,
Yeah, that
easier to
was the
find
plan.
nugget.
Yeah.
a big flat piece of gold. It wouldn't melt, Wes, is my point. It probably wouldn't melt. It would be a close
Okay.
But still,
It would be
everything
hot.
around it would be ash.
Yeah. Exactly.
So investigators later learned Welch was the first person to call 911 about the fire.
Oh,
So
no
he-
way. Oh, okay. Well, of course he was.
So he called in because he felt bad. But the problem was he was so drunk that he was unable to provide clear details to the 911 dispatcher of where the house was. So when he got frustrated that he couldn't communicate where the house was, he hightailed it to the fire department and got
That's
in the
how
truck.
he was there in the truck. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he was like,
just
they're
like, I
not
don't know.
understanding me.
I don't know where it is. I'm just going to start firing in the air till you find me.
Yeah, it's my uncle's house. So he drove the truck back and tried to put it out. Wendler, the other guy I mentioned back in the beginning, his accomplice, who you'd assume was at a bar as soon as the fire started, said Welch asked him to take responsibility for having set the fire because Wendler already was going to prison for drunken driving, while Welch, the fire starter and who's the nephew, has 5 children to care for. So Wendler should take the blame for starting the fire.
For Welch being an insane asshole.
Yeah.
He was right though. Wendler was facing jail time. He's out on bond after having been recently charged with his 7th DUI. So
Jesus.
These two are the best.
a couple of
What a
idiots in
duo.
Wisconsin.
Yeah.
After the smoke cleared, the pair were charged with being a party to an arson, burglary, operating a vehicle without consent, impersonating a peace officer, 2 counts of second-degree recklessly endangering safety, and misdemeanor disorderly conduct. And Wendler faced numerous bail jumping counts.
Hilarious.
Wendler's getting screwed.
So that story was fucking nuts.
All right. That's a hard one to follow up. Was that in Canada, by the way?
It was in Wisconsin.
Wisconsin.
Yeah,
It
close
sounded-
to Canada.
Sounded northern. Well, this one, we're going over the border, all the way up there. We're going to talk about some Canadian hospitality gone wrong. This one was submitted by Hardo Hive member Max Sellers. Thank you, Max. The Dawson Creek Minor Hockey Association in British Columbia, Canada, is in hot water with one local grandfather named Keith Rettle.
Oh, those guys play good puck, though.
They do. They snap it around. You see, Keith's grandson plays in that league, the Dawson Creek Minor Hockey League, and the association has to make money to exist, like all sports leagues do, so they hold raffles at their tournaments where each team has to provide a gift basket, at least $50 in value. You know, they all play the tournament. The parents bid on the gifts. Everybody
Sounds
happy.
nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
sounds really nice.
Pretty common, I'd say.
Yeah.
You know, sports leagues everywhere, all over the globe, probably do that. So Keith's son and grandson, they go to the tournament, and the dad gives the 8-year-old $10 worth of raffle tickets, and the 8-year-old stuffs them all at the chocolate fondue prize basket that he saw. Well, turned out that was weed chocolate, and that basket was $200 worth of THC products that they did, in fact, win.
That's quite a
Excellent.
pickle here, Will.
So why is he mad?
Yeah, you'd wonder why. I am also wondering why. So, when the dad picked up the prize and told his uptight father, Keith, who had been a cop for 32 years, Keith naturally made a gigantic stink of it and said the gifts are supposed to be family-oriented. So he contacted CTV News in Canada to complain. And here's Keith's complaint. Among other things, he said, I was a policeman for 32 years, and you try to protect people from stuff, and then your 8-year-old grandson brings up running into this. Oh, it's just ridiculous. There's no place for drugs in a child's hockey tournament.
Yeah, there is. Certainly there is.
What if we called it medicine? Is there room then?
I don't think you should encourage the 8-year-olds to take drugs, but I think a few of the spectators are probably.
Absolutely. And actually, turns out there was no drugs at the tournament. The association was donated the cannabis products to give out at the raffle, like all associations would be in this situation. Right. So it's clearly labeled cannabis the whole time at the raffle. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that,
maybe watch where your little fucking 8-year-old's putting his goddamn raffle tickets.
That's
he keeps saying he's going to be bringing back a can of this. I don't know what it means, but
Yeah. No, so Keith, the worst part about it is that his son, the dad, had to go pick it up and accept the prize, knowing it was $200 worth of cannabis, and he had to show his ID to prove he was over 19. So basically, Keith, your son, and probably your grandson too, wanted the weed prize basket.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't have to call reporters about it.
The dad, the 30-something-year-old dad, told the kid you like chocolate, right? Put all 10 tickets over there.
Right, exactly.
And he knew what it was.
Yeah, one bought him a Hershey bar, told him it was the prize.
Yeah.
This is a granddad being lied to and believing it so much he went to the news about it.
Yeah,
By the way,
you know why he was a cop for 32 years and didn't make detective? This is why.
Exactly. Definitely.
100%. Like, who the fuck wants to hang out with a guy like this? Every grandfather I've ever dealt with in my life has been so over shit that they don't give a fuck about anything.
Not
like
Keith,
a grandfather is one of the best state of minds of any human
but Pat,
to come across.
8-year-old, he could be in his 50s still, or like early 60s.
I think he's a young grandfather.
Yeah, he's a young grandfather.
He's got a lot of juice left in him, but hopefully that complaint doesn't kill the entire town's little league hockey program, Keith. That would be bad. But if they do get into financial trouble, or if anybody does, anybody who's listening, you need to go to upstart.com. As most of us have found
hell
out,
of a segue, Will.
well, you got to try. As most of us have found out the hard way, getting into debt is easy. Getting out is very hard, especially if your credit score isn't great. Thankfully, now there's upstart.com, the revolutionary lending platform that knows you're more than just your credit score and offers smarter interest rates to help you pay off your interest credit card debt. Okay, Upstart goes beyond the traditional credit score when assessing your worthiness. They reward you based on your education and job history. Upstart believes you are more than just your credit score. They believe in you. They make it fast, simple, and easy to check your rate. Since it's just a soft pull, it won't affect your credit score. The hard pull happens if you accept your rate. The best part, once the loan is approved and accepted, most people get their funds the very next business day. That's fast. Over 400,000 people have used Upstart to pay off credit cards to meet their financial goals. Free yourself from the burden of high-interest credit card debt by consolidating everything into one monthly payment with Upstart. See why Upstart is the top-ranked company in their category with a 4.9 out of 5 rating on Trustpilot. Hurry to upstart.com/factor to find out how low your Upstart rate is. Checking your rate only takes a few minutes, and with the Fed lowering rates, it's probably super low now. That's upstart.com/hard.
Oh,
Nice.
hell yeah.
Real quick. You know, I'm looking at the time here. We're not having Will call time on us. One, because it's What the Fuck Wednesday, but also we think we're going to go longer during this.
So time limits are off. Time limits are off. We put out the poll and we said, "Hey,
we're going to give you all the content you can handle until everyone gets back to work." Because
This
not
is
a
part
commuting,
you're not going to work, and that's
it's not
why
a commuting
we try to
show.
keep it under
This
30.
isn't a commuting show anymore. You don't have a 20-minute commute. Like, we're going to go as long as the news lets us go. As long as we're joking. So
we're locked down. We're going to turn up as long as we can.
That's right.
The segues are flowing from Will tonight, and I'm loving it. All right, guys. This one's a hoot, first of all, and it's from Chris SAR96. The year Nintendo 64 was the best. On Friday, Illinois deputies responded to a report of a driver in a truck headed northbound on I-94 doing over 100 miles per hour and swerving all over the road.
Okay.
Yikes.
Yeah?
Yeah, right. The complaint alleged that the truck swerved from the number 2 lane to the median concrete barrier, narrowly missing another driver who had to brake really hard, and then he swerved back to the concrete shoulder before eventually pulling over to officer sirens at mile marker 332.
Was there a spider in the car?
Nope, not quite, but I want you to meet 65-year-old Tomas Ruzikowski of Des Plaines, Illinois. Illinois.
Bad driver.
But yeah, it could be that. Well, could be that, or it could be something else. Because when the cops pulled him out of the truck, he settled a little reckless driving.
He had no legs.
He had no legs. He had no arms, and they said, "How are you driving this thing?"
Yeah.
No, they pulled him out of
my mouth.
They pulled him out of the truck, and he settled this little reckless driving misunderstanding by explaining that he, quote, was blind and couldn't see, and in fact couldn't open his eyes, and that he was driving because God was guiding him and showing him the way.
Well, technically, God didn't do that bad a job.
Yeah, really, right?
Yeah, that's
he
true.
blind?
God
He's a liar.
didn't kill
He
anyone.
hadn't killed anybody yet.
Yeah. This guy, get him back in the truck.
God was just having a little fun out there. During his explanation, Tomas slurred his speech to the point of incoherence, slipping in and out of English and into Polish. And that's when deputies cuffed him, and he, quote, just went completely limp immediately, just into a puddle.
I see what happened here. He just didn't finish the sentence. He was blind, drunk.
Yeah,
Right.
he's blind. Yeah.
He was
Right,
technically blind.
I was gonna
but
say he's gonna be able to see the numbers on the phone when he's making his phone call tomorrow for sure.
Yeah, 777-7777.
Yeah, for jail release. Best part about it is the guy wasn't blind and he kept his eyes fucking closed. Saying he couldn't open his eyes. Anyway, he went limp when the deputies cuffed him, and then yelling in Polish and refused to get back on his feet before spitting on 2 deputies. So, what do you guys think? Was it God guiding him or?
I think faking being blind is genius. He doesn't know anything about it though, because closing your eyes has nothing to do with it. But like,
I like the balls on this guy.
Yeah,
he's
that's
really
funny.
really going for it. I mean, like he even when he goes down, he's going limp and spitting on people. Like he's just
Yeah.
he is totally indignant the whole way.
he's
not giving a
creative.
fuck.
There's got to be a use for him somewhere.
He knows
he's
when you got
stick-
him, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, does he Wes? Because he just won't give up. He's got stick-to-itiveness.
Yeah.
So it wasn't God guys guiding him. It was hardcore drugs because police found a crack pipe in the console and a syringe in the glove
That
box.
makes a lot more sense.
Those are like lyrics to a country song I'd like to listen to.
Yeah, but a lot of times people call hardcore drugs God. So it's
true.
Again,
That's true.
All right, guys. This one comes from Dennis McElhone. I think that guy wrote "Always Sunny in Philadelphia" or something, right? And Dennis,
I think you're
yes.
thinking of
Yes,
Rob
he was the-
McElhaney.
Rocco McElhenney. Okay. Anyway.
and then there's a character named Dennis in the show.
That's true. Okay, I was confused. All right. Anyway, guys, with all the new health,
Nope. Our listener actually wrote the whole show.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, he did. He did mine too. Dennis did mine coming up. Dennis
Okay,
Mack
awesome.
Did mine
Strong member of the Hive.
good job, Dennis. Anyway, guys, with all the new health guidelines coming out on the coronavirus crisis, it's easy to lose track of which ones you should follow now and which ones you should have been following to not be a disgusting part of society all along, like washing your hands. So with this new wash your hands thing going around, it's taken some disgusting people a while to get the hang of it. Like one Reddit user named Lionel Richie, who accidentally was washing her hands with an old cheese block instead of soap.
What?
And
how
what?
do you not?
Yeah, go ahead, Will. You'll probably come up with say the same exact shit I've got lined out here.
No. Go for it. Go for it. Dive right in.
No. I was gonna say what the fuck. First, the title of the article the Vice wrote was
She didn't smell her hands.
right. Exactly, Mark. Exactly. The title of the
Cheese.
exactly.
It's crumbling apart
Yeah.
or melting when
Yeah,
you're touching.
just-
You don't know what
She's
kind of cheese
Just
it is, man.
repulsive.
It's
That's
yeah.
short-sighted.
Well, so the Vice article was relatable woman realizes she's been washing her hands with a block of
Relatable.
cheese.
How is she related?
Exactly.
relate to that?
I don't know.
So her and the writer of that article
Yeah.
did the same thing.
Two psychos. Yeah, and in case you missed it, I was being a little sarcastic when saying it's tricky to get the hang of washing your hands. Second,
First
accidentally
of all,
being
who uses bars of soap still?
I don't remember buying this bar of soap, but I'm gonna go ahead and use it. So yeah, obviously,
Bar soap is cold.
I just like how it got there. Like someone misplaced a thing that kind of looked like
And they
soap,
took it out of
but
the
was
fridge.
actually cheese
Yeah.
near her sink. And she's like, I'll just put that away for later.
Exactly.
Here's a tip. Stop using bars of soap. You just get the germs back on the bar. Like
Yeah.
you,
like exactly.
like armpit hair and pubes in your bar of soap in the shower. It's disgusting.
What do you
It
use
is,
in the
yeah.
shower?
Not like body wash and then like hand soap. Like
All
with the
liquids
pump.
these days. Yeah.
All pumps and stuff. What do you can't use bars of soap anymore. What do
I'll
you
use a
use
bar
bar
of
of
soap.
soap.
I'll use a
Well,
bar of
use
Use
soap.
a bar.
I'll
That's
use
disgusting.
a bar. I currently use body wash in a very manly loofah, but
Right. Same.
you know.
It's
Anyway.
made from panties. It's really manly.
Anyway,
I haven't used a bar of soap in a long time.
Yeah, since like 1998.
I like Dove bar soap. It's really nice. Anyway, but here's the thing, guys. It seems I'm being a little bit too harsh. We're all being a little bit too harsh here because it turns out,
Oh, well, we are.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
that the soap dummy was actually house sitting. It wasn't her cheese or soap or house, and she was also very high on weed. So I guess it's excusable.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
So she was house sitting and she took a block of cheese out of the fridge and tried to wash her hands.
No, it was an old
Yeah,
block
and
of
then,
cheese.
and then the mayonnaise for the shampoo again.
was
Not
an
her
old
fault.
block
she
of
was in the
cheese.
fridge already.
Some trickster that let her sleep in her house left an old block of cheese next to the faucet.
If you're getting so high on weed that you think soap is
No, that's not
cheese
weed's fault.
or
That's not
cheese is
weed's
soap.
fault.
No, it's not.
That's
We
not
should
shouldn't be
weed's
smoking
fault.
weed.
I can
It's not
understand
weed's
the
fault.
mistaking of a bar of soap looking like cheese, but about 3 seconds into washing, when it's not slippery or lathering up or smelling like fucking dandelions, you should know it's not soap, right? I mean, maybe
The
everyone
soap
should start
tastes
carrying around their own
delicious.
bar of soap and like little soap boxes wherever they go now. I don't know. What do you guys think?
Nope. No more bars
No.
of soap, Wes. Stop with the bars
Purell
of soap.
or
Yeah.
hand soap. Yeah.
The bars of soap are pathetic and disgusting. All right, this one is also from Dennis McElhone. Do you guys? He wrote Always Sunny, I think. Do you guys remember the police
Yeah,
chief?
pretty sure he did.
Do you guys remember the police chief in the small New Hampshire town that got fired at a town meeting while in uniform and then stripped down out of the uniform immediately into his underwear and walked home and protest in a snowstorm?
Yes.
In his underwear?
I respect the shit out of that guy.
That guy was on like the February 21st show or right around then. Well, that guy was awesome. The reason he was so mad is because he was a one-man police department. That's right. The only officer in the entire town, and they cut his duties
He's
and fired him.
Hopper in
Yes.
in Stranger Things.
Exactly like Hopper in Stranger Things, but Hopper has like a little bit of help. This guy was Hopper and with no help. So what the fuck are they thinking? Also, what was he thinking going with police chief? He couldn't even just called himself like commissioner if he's the only guy. Like, why did he settle with chief? Go
Definitely a more exuberant title.
Yeah, shoot for the moon.
Chief's big.
It's pretty good.
It's no commissioner.
Commissioner's bigger. Well, a few weeks later, and the town of Croydon, which has a population of 700, has officially eliminated the once proud unit by defunding its entire $31,000 budget, and is now moving forward with their unanimous vote to allow the New Hampshire State Police to have jurisdiction over their town. So they just got the chief out.
Yeah,
and they're letting the state police.
They wanted
the
the new
experts take
subway
over.
instead of the police officer.
Yeah, exactly. It was it's tough to argue though, because it was a unanimous 3-0 vote as the entire town board of 3 people resoundingly voted.
They just hated this guy.
Yeah, they just hated this guy. You really got to fucking hate someone to
For sure.
cut your police force.
Yeah,
Dude,
sorry,
get
Chief.
rid of him.
Well, he knew it. That's why he stripped down and got in his whitey tighties and
If
walked
I was
home
that
in a
guy, I
snowstorm.
would immediately switch to the side of criminal.
Hey,
because
hey,
who's gonna fucking stop you?
He probably was a criminal. That's probably why they got rid of him.
And there's still time, Patty. They didn't kill him. He's alive. It's also smart of them to go with 3 here on the board, as there's and now they have a tiebreaker at all times.
Hey, you gonna
Instead of 2 or
commit a
4.
crime? Well, neither am I.
Yeah.
Well, neither am I.
Yeah.
I don't think we need police then.
3 people on the board. So yeah, no word yet, Pat, on what the unemployed previous 20-year-long police chief Richard Lee is doing for work now. But I imagine, I don't think he's going to commit crimes. I think what he's going to do is still show up to like every crime scene and talk down to the state police when they show up.
Heckle.
Yeah. Pat, I mean, I was probably wrong there to jump to the conclusion that he was doing something shady. But it's weird to get fired by 3 people you've known forever after
Right.
20 years of service. Like, what the fuck was he did something?
Well, he wasn't.
I think
well,
he
like-
was. Yeah. Go ahead, Pat.
The question is, who's okay? How many people are in the town? Because like, if there's 7 people in the town and his salary is
700.
$50,000, then you know
700 and his salary is 31,000 if you're following.
when you-
731K.
right when
I
you
gave you the numbers earlier.
right. Then so what does that break down to per person? Like when you can feel the payment per person.
I don't think I don't think they're jealous of the payment. I think Will's onto something. I think that after 20 years, he either got too power
Right.
hungry, too old,
It's not
too
it's
drunk.
not like
He's lost a step. Like
he
he's
wasn't
just,
costing
yeah.
the town money at 31K a
No,
year. Like
it's the fact that he's not a good chief anymore.
we gotta
Well,
get
he's
Richard
doing
Lee on the
something.
show. We gotta get him on the show.
When you're
should
hard at work downtown and this officer drives past your business 25 times a day doing absolutely nothing, and he starts to eat away at you.
Yeah, it could be. It could be he just doesn't do anything.
He doesn't do a goddamn thing.
just sipping lemonades on the sidewalk.
Oh, Pat's right though. We should get Richard Lee's input on why he got fired.
Yeah.
I just want to know what he said right before he stripped naked. He's like, "Oh, you firing me? All
I
right,
can tell you. I can
you want
tell
this
you, Pat.
back? You want your uniform back?"
I can tell you exactly what he said because they asked him why he was stripping down, and what they asked him before that was, "We need you to turn in your badge and your uniform immediately." So when he started stripping down, they said, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "I'm just following your directive."
See, this
what
happened
he
to me
said.
when I was 14 years old. I was working at Chick-fil-A and I fucked up, and I told this girl I was working with that I was going to move over to Party City because it was a better paycheck, and I
Right.
didn't think that the girl's dad owned the Chick-fil-A. So
She was in the Ambitious Men. She really wanted to hear that. You were
word got back to the dad that owned the Chick-fil-A when I tried to get my last paycheck. He was like, "You'll return the pants before I give you the paycheck." And I wish that I'd had the balls that Richard Lee did and just took the pants off right there because it was bullshit.
Yeah, that guy had a lot of balls after he had been like spilling tuna salad on his stomach for the last like 5 years.
Yeah, no one makes a fool of Richard Lee as he walks home in his underwear in a snowstorm.
You know he's in tighty whiteys.
They can't brew the coffee fast enough at the gas station for this motherfucker.
That's so true.
The guys at the gas station love this, that he's not employed anymore.
He can't demand it anymore.
All right, let's move it over to another public servant. A little bit higher profile. This one comes from Hardo Hive member Sean Ryan. Thank you, Sean, for the submission. And we're going to finally get around to a Florida man story that just could not wait until this Friday.
Yes.
You guys may remember Andrew Gillum. He nearly won the governor's race in Florida in 2018. Well, turns out it's probably a good thing he didn't win because he might maybe like to do meth and bang dudes who are not his wife in Miami hotel rooms till the break of dawn.
Why do you say that, Will?
Dudes that are not his wife?
Yes. And during the coronavirus outbreak, no less, which just makes it even that much more unsanitary.
Warned about anal sex. Doesn't even care.
You can't spread it through sex. He could have been wearing a mask.
No, you can spread it through anal sex. And Pat, I don't know the last time you've had vaginal sex and haven't made out with someone, but that's just ruthlessly mean. If you're not
kisses,
just slamming it home and not even no mouth to mouth.
Hey, man, I only have sex like I learned from porn.
No, don't kiss me.
They don't like sex and they like to be talked down. They don't like kissing. They like to be talked down to.
Gotcha. Don't kiss me. Don't look at me. All right. Anyhow, yeah. So that was a loaded statement. What I said right before we went on that little break. What happened is that last Friday, Gillum was found too intoxicated to answer officers' questions in a Miami-Dade hotel room with a 30-year-old male who was having a heart attack and a 56-year-old male who was having a panic attack and 4 baggies of meth. So
it was a threesome.
No. The cops got called by the 56-year-old man who knew the 30-year-old man who was having the heart attack in the hotel room, and he arrived on the scene and called the cops because I guess the 30-year-old was like having a heart attack, having trouble like passing out, vomiting and stuff. Gillum was apparently so fucked up that he was just out of his mind, stumbling around the room and puking. And then the cops got there. And they probably just felt bad for him because they let the former mayor of Tallahassee, who is married, not to this man or either of those men in the hotel room, they just let him go. He's also was in line for a job with CNN.
Oops.
Yeah, and so my guess is that they were like, hey, you know what? Getting caught in this hotel room with these 2 dudes and these 4 bags of meth is probably bad enough. So, you know.
It's a victimless crime.
He gets a phone call from like the president of the CNN network, and he's like, "Are you gonna stump for Biden?" All right, we'll take care of this.
Exactly.
We got Yang over here. He's abandoned his whole platform.
Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't even know what the word revolutionary means. He's up there just talking about politics, just like we want him to be. Sorry, I'm fucking pissed at Andrew Yang.
Well, you know, Yang and Gillum, maybe they're going to be birds of a feather soon if he's allowed to keep his job with CNN. Probably not, though. Gillum says he was too drunk. He does own up to that. But he says that he has never done meth before, and he has requested privacy to be with his family at this time.
Please leave me alone.
Right, which good luck, pal. I don't think anybody's going to forget this one while you just lay low at home.
My dad, who's a statistician at one point in my life, broke down how unlikely it is that you get busted doing something the first time you do it. It's pretty much it's
yeah.
Right, Pat.
Yep.
So this guy, the 30-year-old who had the heart attack, his name is Travis Dyson. Apparently, they have a known a known friendship. At least they've been known to be acquaintances for a long time.
Gillum's a meth addict allegedly. Pat, you know who else broke that down is the very first episode of season 1 of Ozarks. You know, when they stole from the mob, the Mexican cartel, they claimed it was the first time, but they got killed because, as the story goes, you don't get caught on the first time.
Yeah, 100. All right, guys, let's kick it over to some fucking voicemails.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
While I'm doing this, Wes, can you look up the number for me? Because I don't have it on hand. But I do want to read it so people know where to leave us a voicemail in La Futura.
Yeah.
Here is the first one.
Hey, I got a couple of questions about like the coronavirus and what that's going to do to the election. And I figure I might as well call the experts on both of those categories.
Hell yeah.
Damn right.
Thank you.
In a worst case scenario where both Senator Sanders and Biden contract the COVID-19 and, fucking die, what does the Democratic Party do then? Does the DNC have a contingency plan for plague-related deaths?
Does the DNC have a contingency plan for plague-related deaths? Deaths was the question.
I mean, I guess you just go to Buttigieg. He's the youngest. He's the least likely to die from the virus.
Hillary is sitting there with
Yeah,
voodoo dolls
Both good
rubbing
answers.
crystals.
Both good answers. Either Pete or Hillary. So yeah, they have a couple contingency plans.
They clearly don't
Hillary's
care who
hoping
they
this
throw in there, so it could be anyone.
Right.
Yeah. By the way, the number is 512-270-1480.
Yeah.
Chef Roland. Is Australia still on fire? That's really all I got. Have a great fucking day.
That's
Is
a good
Australia
question.
still on fire?
I
Excellent question.
don't think it's not nearly as bad as it was. I don't have an answer if it's fully put out. Do you guys?
Seems almost impossible with the amount of fires that there were for it to be completely gone just a few months later, but potentially it is. I mean, fire seasons come and go, so it could be out. I don't know.
If it is, they have. There's been a lot of like lighthearted humor and fun stories coming out from Australians recently, so they're at least in a good mood.
I know that they're doing a lot of
right
like,
before this Corona shit because they're getting hit
concerts,
hard.
yeah.
It looks like they're all contained as of right now.
Yeah, they were doing well, and then Corona hit, and now they're getting smashed with that. So
The
good
answer to the
question.
question is, what the fuck are you talking about? Focus on coronavirus.
Right, that's old news. Technically,
Hey, guys,
sorry,
love the show.
sorry, Australia.
I think it's funny
South
that he asked that.
Florida.
I do like
So
the question.
I wanted
I liked
to,
it too.
shoot my shot, and in case anybody can't ever make it to the beginning of the show, thought maybe you could use a soundbite in replacement. Good morning, and welcome to another episode of Hard Factor.
Nice.
This is blank, 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 and blank. Gotta shoot your shot, guys. Listen, have a great week. Stay safe from coronavirus. Hopefully Pat doesn't kill all of you.
Or Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, he hasn't listened to today's show.
That's right.
But that was a good voicemail.
That was excellent. I will say, since he imitated me, I will give that a 8 out of 10.
8 out of
8
10.
out of 10.
He pithered out.
agree.
He pithered out after the good morning.
I agree. I'd
You're
say,
shitting on the guy's voicemail?
No.
No.
The good morning. 25% of Will's good mornings are better than that, but I'd say most when he tries. But that was a good morning.
It was a good morning.
It's better than when Will doesn't give a fuck.
So our batting order is, Will bats lead off, Wes bats second, I'm in the hole, and then Mark bats cleanup. That's the order.
This guy bats third now.
Yeah, now he bats third.
I think this guy.
All right, final voicemail, guys.
Hey guys, I got a conspiracy. With all this Corona stuff that's going on, what is so crazy about like Venmo or Bitcoin or Cash App like creating this just because people are going to be in a pandemic about wanting to use cash? I don't know. It just kind of hit me right now. Thanks. Bye.
I couldn't
That
hear that
guy's-
one, Pat. What did you say?
The guy was asking, did Bitcoin, Cash App, and Venmo cause the coronavirus? And then he said,
Cash App didn't. Go listen to Pardon My Take. They're awesome. What were the other two?
well, Mark, it doesn't matter. That was an example of a guy who just took a dab. So if you ever wanted to know what that was like.
Well, although, let me just say, Cash App obviously excluded. It's not a cryptocurrency. The other things he mentioned are cryptocurrencies. And, I don't know. I think he might be onto something there. These cryptocurrencies are really pushing people to get rid of this paper money. And now they're going to say, hey, paper money spread the, you know what? They're going to come back. They'll say it was cash that spread the coronavirus. They can get rid of it.
Also an example of a guy that just took a dab.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Yeah, exactly.
No,
Will-
no,
coming
no,
from
no,
Will,
no,
that
no,
doesn't-
no,
yeah.
no. You guys know I don't do that before the show.
You're right.
Yeah, right.
One of the advantages of the
Will and I were working on a little
self-quarantine.
project earlier.
That was a few hours ago.
One of the advantages of the self-quarantine being at home is I can watch as my cats try to strangle themselves with my own clothes.
All right, guys, that number one more time. Give us a voicemail. We'll read it on the next What the Fuck Wednesday.
It is 512-270-1480.
Nice. All right, guys. Last one of the day. This one comes from Scout Alton. And this one is just breaking, so not much out there, but a shaky Instagram video. But shit is getting out of hand in grocery stores and other places where essential supplies are sold. And we are seeing the worst of humanity come out, guys. That's what happens in times like this. You see the worst and the best in people. And this was a case of the worst, as a man was stabbed with a wine bottle at a Sam's Club in Hiram, Georgia, after a fight broke out over a case of water bottles.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Yeah.
So
So
that's not good.
Was
How do
the
you even... Yeah.
yeah was the wine bottle whole? Do we know, or was
No,
it?
you can't stab someone with the whole wine bottle. He clearly
could.
broke it.
You could, but it would require a lot of force.
Yeah, it'd
Well,
be
this-
a weak headline.
Yeah. Well, this story has a twist, Pat. And first thing I'd like to say is something very pompous. Invest in a water cooler. It's great for the house. Easy to exchange the 5-gallon bottle.
Wow.
Instant hot and cold if you splurge.
Yeah, that is shut up.
Yeah,
You
Wes,
gotta have a 700
Shut
credit
up.
score to
Shut
get
up.
to,
We
to
spent
get it
2 years
installed.
taping the show at your house, and goddamn it, if I ever drank filtered water, it was always out of the goddamn faucet.
Well-
You piece of shit! Don't pretend you fucking keep up with
Yeah,
your
you don't
fucking-
have like a delivery schedule for
I
that.
used to, but they fucked up too many times. Now I go and do it
gotta-
myself.
I want to go back to what Will was saying. You can't stab someone with a closed bottle. If you put that in someone's body, that's just like putting a bottle inside their body.
You know,
That's
it's
not
glass,
stabbing
guys.
them.
They-
With the
break.
pointy end. No. With the pointy end, you could technically
That's
just
not stabbing
shove
someone.
that
That's,
inside
yeah, but
somebody.
I wouldn't call that stabbing. That's
It's
just
assaulting.
Yeah, that's like murdering.
That's a-
if you
that's a
put that through
prod.
someone's body, that's just like injecting them.
Yeah,
with
you
it.
murder them, but I
Right.
mean, like you can
impale.
technically-
That's impaling. That's not stabbing.
yes, impaling.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right.
Well, look, but you got to say, we're only used to people getting stabbed with beer bottles, like in Roadhouse. Stabbing someone with a wine bottle is really locking down and turning up.
Thicker glass. You're right. Ooh, wow, it is.
It's true. Second thing, Sam's Club is just ghetto. Costco for life. Third, this whole story, this whole story is a case of the worst in people, because the person who posted it at Georgia Followers is a lying piece of shit, because the fight wasn't over any critical coronavirus supplies. In fact, police say the fight happened over something even more unimportant, a cart bump over a coveted piece of aisle.
Oh man.
Yeah. So at Georgia Followers, fuck you for trying to stir up shit. This was just a classic case of two guys shopping, one in an electric cart that bumped another guy's cart when he tried to encroach on his aisle turf.
Yeah, but everyone's ramped up from Corona, so I think
No.
that's very irresponsible journalism. But in reality, a
It-
cart bump wouldn't have led to a stabbing unless it's the age
Yeah,
of Corona.
people are going nuts.
Hold on. When, for what reason does someone have an electric cart in a grocery store?
When they're
What are you
disabled.
talking about? That's like everyone. Like that's like everyone.
They're
everyone
fucking
has one.
disabled. So
Right,
this guy took on a disabled person because he bumped him with his electric cart.
Or like a fat person, or someone with like gout, or like
Yeah.
yeah.
Many
Or
times the
diabetes,
person in the
diabetic.
electric cart can still get up and physically assault someone.
For sure.
Yeah.
You gotta
Not
watch
quickly.
those, Pat. Those are the ones you have to watch out for the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like assaulting you in slow motion, you could shut it down.
No, you don't know. They could be quick.
You put your
Just
guard
because
down,
they're
Pat.
sitting
Yeah.
on just because they're sitting on that chair doesn't mean anything.
But it's fucking blasphemy, because if you're in an electric cart, and you should not be able to engage in violence, like the electric cart, the fact that you're taking advantage of that takes away your
Well,
right.
you're
to
not
fight
allowed
someone.
to engage in violence if you're not in the electric cart. It's just, I mean,
Yeah.
the rules are the same for everybody.
Maybe
Yeah,
the rule.
you want
law.
some like an incredible unrealistic technology to not let you engage in like a behavioral trait.
Stops you. Yeah.
If you put your butt inside the electric cart at some point, there's like
electric grocery carts have
30
pre-crime monitors on
right,
them.
yeah, exactly. For the next 30 minutes, it controls your brain and arms. Like, what are you talking about?
Honey,
guys
you
see
sure
Minority Report?
you could take the electric cart today, or you could get in a physical altercation inside. It's up to you.
Sign a
Somebody's
waiver.
gonna kick your ass if you're in that electric cart.
Pat, you've been to a Walmart. I've been to a Walmart with you. The people in the electric carts are the most dangerous people in the
Yeah.
Walmarts.
Yeah, they're definitely grumpy.
I know this isn't a Walmart, but I'm just
Have we changed your mind, Pat? Or are you
Yeah,
still?
technically it is a Walmart, Mark. It's
Yeah,
a Sam's
Yeah,
Club.
Sam's Club. Yeah,
Sam's Club, Walmart, yeah. So anyway, it's not some coronavirus mayhem, but like Mart said, it is. People are getting it's locked down and they're turning up. So who knows? Maybe you were trying to cover up for the fact that it was simply a cart bump, or maybe he was trying to get some cheap clicks. Who knows? Anyway, both men were hurt. One man being wheeled off on a stretcher, looking like a mummy. Charges are pending, and I'm shocked.
I'm assuming
more
that's
actual
the guy
stories.
that got stabbed with a wine bottle.
Yeah. Both you got
The
stabbed.
one
With,
that looks like a mummy.
his face was like wrapped up like a mummy. So I'm surprised that there aren't more of these coronavirus mayhem stories surfacing yet.
There will be
more coming, pal.
Yeah, we're on. Anyway,
we'll
that's
tell
gonna
all of them. We will read all of them.
we will absolutely. Anyway, that's gonna do it for Hard Factor. Remember to lock down and turn up. It's our first shirt in a while, so if you've enjoyed the podcast, show us a little love and buy one. It's a great coronavirus souvenir, as we said, and actually just a sexy shirt. Mine is in the mail, and I paid for it. Keep those voicemails coming. It looks like we are going to be bringing you longer shows this week, as Will mentioned. And as long as this lockdown turn-up system is in place, you're welcome for the longer shows.
Also, guys, do you want Wes's kid to go to public school? Do you want that?
Right.
Buy a shirt.
Yeah, I mean,
Buy a shirt.
We
might
have a responsibility here. We got to make sure that Wes's kid goes to school. We got to make sure that the Penn National stock bumps back.
I'm going to have to give up my water cooler.
Wes's kid is used to the hot and cold feature on his 5-gallon water.
That's right. We have tea time over here. Anyway, leave the voicemails, 512-270-1480. Write us a review. Follow us on Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. Wash your hands with soap. Buy the shirt. Check in on old folks you know to see if they need anything and drop it off at the door for them. And, of course, most importantly, have a great fucking day.